Hello wonderful people, before we go on, I have to add a trigger warning for today's video. I'm painting a spider again. This spider is tiny, but I still try to paint it realistically. So if it's triggering to see it for you, maybe switch to one of the other miniature watercolor painting videos that I've posted lately. For everyone who's willing to see this painting take shape, let's go! For some reason I enjoy painting spiders sometimes. They're kind of cute with their big eyes and hairy legs, even if it's so many. And did you notice how they hold them so adorably? Well, the spider is not a close-up, and in that size I probably wouldn't be able to add all the detail in that size. Just imagine how tiny I'd have to paint to add eyes. But before I attempt to paint the spider, I'm painting the background. It's a blurry window, the little connection to outside and nature in this image. Painting the sky wet and wet, as well as the wall and the hints of building outside, is a lot of fun. Especially as in the finished painting it will still be clear what it's showing. We can read patterns so well. As painters we can use that in our process, to just hint at things. The spider itself built up slowly, growing from the body that I step added details to. Painting legs and use stippling with the tip of the tiny brush only, to even give details to the legs. To paint small and whatever my mind leads me to feels freeing and I enjoy it so much that I have moved on to paint more intricate miniature paintings and pet portraits. When reading about watercolor miniatures, I found some fascinating articles about historical ones that were painted on ivory. And while mine is no close to the level of detail that was used back then, and I have no interest in painting on ivory myself, it's super fascinating to read about it and think about the techniques used and which possibilities there are yet undiscovered or long forgotten. It also reminds me of the beauty of creative minds, that ideas form randomly from little sparks and impressions of everyday life. It could be something we see, something we talk about or read, and how those ideas grow in our minds into concepts. I love how creative people are all alike, then go on and make things. Not only paintings, but also sculptures, baking, furniture. Things that are born from ideas. To me, it's a very beautiful thought, and I'm impressed every time I see others make things, even clothes. And I feel that spark of creation so often, the urge to create, to make things and to try things out, to see whether it will work out, and how I can achieve what my mind is fascinated with at that moment. Right now, I'm very fascinated with the idea of how small I can actually paint, and what level of detail I might be able to achieve. The spider is tiny, yes. But I add the delicate little details to it, even a hint of a spider web that it's hanging on to. It's barely visible, but it's there, not hidden from you. I also don't want to hide the things I make, but because editing the videos can take a while, I might be quicker to post recent projects on other social media. In the description box are the links to the articles, which I feel are a fascinating read if you too want to jump into the rabbit hole of miniature painting even, and of course to other social media as well. This month I'm painting lots of miniature cats, for example. Do you have one? Share them with me and it might get painted too. I promise not to add spiders to the kitty portraits. But if you have a spider, I would paint it too. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate that a lot. Have the most wonderful and creative day, everyone, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!